People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning in each and every time. It's appreciated. Now, it's early on Tuesday morning. I've woken up, I've had my breakfast, I've done what I've needed to do. My word, I need a haircut, need to actually do that. But I'm actually in a mentally good place to speak about the game from a tactical point of view, or better yet, what we saw in our game. If those of you who don't know what I'm referring to, I'm obviously referring to Arsenal's defeat to, Arsenal's defeat to Burnley. I should cut that, but let's keep going. Now, it is what it is, innit? You have to accept the result, you know. Burnley beat us, Wolves beat us, Leicester beat us. They've all hit landmarks in terms of, you know, beating us or ending not winning at our home place. And we know now we're staring down the barrel of 5. If we, depending on what happens against Southampton, 5 defeats at home. We've got 4 defeats. We're not scoring. We're not defending well. Individuals are not really playing well, bar a token few. If your name's not Gabriel, Tierney and Saka in particular, 3 players who, which again stood up to be counted. You know, 3 players who 18 months, 2 years ago, where were they in the first team picture? Don't get it twisted. Tierney, great mentality. Celtic, thank you for giving him that mentality. But at the same time, and he is captain material. I shouldn't be saying he's the captain, you know. We should be saying, yeah, Tierney's the captain, but he's just come to this club and there's this guy. Tierney is the captain, in my opinion, without holding the thingies. Gabriel leads by example, captain stuff, you know. As again, on that topic, why am I seeing Tierney creating more than creative midfielders and strikers? Why am I seeing Gabriel play better passes into our wide men? Why am I seeing Leno do it? We all know, you saw that it's the usual, you know. We only look good down the left-hand side. Saka was huffing and puffing and drawing fouls. Tierney put a number of decent balls into the box. You know, Aubameyang at times drifted in there and didn't do anything, but he drifted. Our right-hand side is non-existent, like you already know, people. We've got no right-hand side. You know, between Willian and Bellerin, I don't know who is trying to have a performance, who is trying to perform the worst, really and truly. Apologies. You know, you've got Bellerin across all aspects, you know. 1 week he's giving the ball away in the final third. This week he can't cross. He's giving away needless fouls. He's not getting on the overlap. Willian doesn't really want to beat his man, really and truly, you know. Huffed and puffed. The only good thing I saw of Willian, he did one lovely, I'm not going to lie, drilled low ball into the box, and Saka was the only one near it, but Saka couldn't even get close. Apart from that, it is what it is. And it's another game where we can look at the possession stats, we can look at the crossing stats, especially from the first half an hour where we had what? 7 shots, 1 on target. And again, this tells you it, you know, like I said, bare possession, crosses galore. You can say you dominated the game and things. That's not domination for me. It's what you do with possession, and that's where I have to look at the manager. You managed with or whatever for Pep Guardiola, someone who has said we pass to disrupt the opposition. I don't see how you disrupt the opposition or take or ruin the team's team shape if you're playing these static passes. It's the same old, same old. And for me, I have to quite, it's the mentality, the tactics, and Arteta needs to hold his hands up, but it's the mentality. There's too many egos in this football team, you know. There's too many stupidness going on in this football team, you know. I'm not gonna go over Xhaka, you know. Xhaka, you see in the papers, his days are numbered, as they should, you know. The egos, you know. 10 minutes into the second half, like I said, we're staring down the barrel of 4 defeats at home in this time. We're trying to chase the game. I don't think we've dominated the game, but Burnley have barely done anything, and it's all been us. We ain't done something, you know. You've put your ego for what? You wanted to puff out your chest. And where did it get us? We now had to chase the game, and we had a man down and all of these sort of things. And that's where the game changed. I'm not going to just blame Xhaka, because even with 11 men, did we do enough to get 3 points? In the same way, I don't believe in just getting at Pepe for his one against Leeds. But it is a turning point. Without a doubt, it is a turning point. There's no way around it. And again, it tells me egos. You're putting yourself ahead of the collective. Your teammates and your team are chasing a game, you know, trying to put a run of bad form. You know the criticisms. Whatever you say, your brothers in arms, whether you like your teammate or not, you're disrespecting them. They're facing the same level of criticism. And the manager who pulled you back in from the wild for similar incidences like such, you know, you've gonna let people down. Most importantly, Granit Xhaka, you've let yourself down, and you do it time and time again. I'm not gonna let El Nene get away with it, because what the fuck is El Nene doing for the goal, you know? Big up El Nene. He was poor for me in that game, and I believe him and Xhaka will get into it. In fact, let me speak about that first. Apologies. Him and Xhaka, the problem is in games like this, we'll talk about Burnley, you know, they're showing for the ball, but they're like this, they're static, you know. Let's remove these centre-halves. Let's just say Leno's got the ball now, our full-backs are gone, centre-halves are split. You might see Xhaka, you might see Ceballos, but it's irrelevant. I can't find the other blue one, so this is a midfielder. When you have a system like Burnley and they're getting 11 men behind the ball, you know, it's dead. You know, you've got to show for the ball a bit more. You've got to do a bit more. Like I said, Xhaka might drop El Nene the same, but 9 times out of 10, they're both next to each other. You've got Lacazette here. No, I don't care if he's played 10 at Lyon and these things. He's not a natural 10. He can play there, but he's not. You could see the gaps. And that's why, you know, you're not seeing any creativity beyond the obvious people, you know. The only thing that looks certain is when Gabriel's doing that, or Leno's doing that, or fullbacks might connect. It's absolutely poor. You know, they're not showing for the ball. But like I said, yeah, please go and watch the goal again. El Nene, I can't disallow you, because again, it's an egos thing. It's a bit different, you know. He's put his hands up. I guess he's trying to block. There's no need. Just watch the ball. Watch your man. You know, in today's day and age with VAR and penalties given for less, keep your hands down. The marking for that goal was atrocious as well, people. I don't even think I can show you. You know, let me actually try. Like, because I actually had a course of how I wanted this video to go, but it's gone out the window, really and truly. Let's say, yeah, Burnley there. In fact, yeah, I can. This is not to scale, obviously, people, not to scale. And let's just put a couple. Let's just focus on the 2 incidences. Obviously, you had the Bamian at the near post as well for the penalty. Now, the goal is what annoyed me. Like I said, we're 10 men down, not to scale, people. Obviously, we're just focus on this, removing this. Yeah? The ball's come in. Now, El Nene, listen, this is where concentration's a problem, because if you didn't push, man, you know, the corner he actually took is a dead corner. It's going out of play. Nothing's happened. We regroup, we go again. They get another chance, a second chance to reset. And that's where it's came. Now, I'm not just blaming El Nene, but I'm saying that's a turning point. You keep your hands down, it's not there. I don't want to be the guy to deal with ifs and buts and all of these things, because the facts are, it happened, we lost, we have to deal with it. But that contributed, you know. We're caught cold. Our mentality, we're not switched on from the set piece. We're dealing with the El Nene thing. Our heads are in the wrong place. Is it any coincidence? You know, we look different. You know, we looked very poor from that. Now the cross has come in. Ultimately, Aubameyang's headed into the back of his own net. But this is where it's a calamity for me, people, because you've got Barnes on Leno in our box. And you've got Hector Bellerin trying to get in between. First and foremost, anyone that's played Sunday League, anybody on your keeper, move them off. You will get, the ref will be on your side. It always works. That's the one place defenders get favoured or keepers get favoured. It's almost illegal to touch a goalie, really, you know. Why is Bellerin marking that? And it's the same way I said, why is Tierney last year marking Toby Alderweireld from a set piece? I don't get this. That for me is the manager. You know, I would say players sort it out and they got to be street smart and see the obvious, but the manager's clearly telling them to do things like that. Zone, you saw the difference. You know, Burnley went to basics. Burnley had men on the post. We didn't have men on the post. When you're not a good defensive side, so you can't zone no mark. You can't concentrate, so we switched off with that. You know, we've not got street smart players that can take Leno off. There's problems, people, you know. Maybe if Leno, again, I don't think, it is what it is. It's a culmination of errors. But maybe if Leno's not occupied and Bellerin does a bit better of that, or Bellerin's not marking, man, and there's a man on the post, maybe this goal doesn't come in because Leno's caught in between. There's nothing Leno can do. That's why I'm putting men on the post. If Burnley are a bigger team than us, put men on that post. Someone could have clipped that out again. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. It don't mean anything. The facts are we didn't. You know, like I said, credit to Burnley, because first and foremost, they, like us, they were in poor form. Everything I saw Burnley do wasn't, you know, unfortunately for me, everything I wish Arsenal shown. We huffed and puffed for 30 minutes. Yeah, we conceded possession, but what do you expect? Not that our team is playing amazing, but Burnley can't pass us off the park. So this is why I hate when people say, oh, these teams aren't trying to play football. Bro, it's the same way when we go against Liverpool and City. We don't try to pass them off the park because we ain't got the credentials or the minerals. You know, Burnley, you know, they came into it on poor form. There's question marks over their managers, but this could be something that lifts them and helps them stay in the league, you know. Street smart individuals, even the way Ashley Westwood contributed to getting Xhaka sent off, you know, even the little Brady things, you know, and that's why I'm looking at it. Saka's being, you know, they're doing little annoying things. Saka's not rising to it. Why are you, Xhaka, sorry, you know? Like I said, their system was good. They went basics, 4-4-2. I think Wood and Jay Rodriguez in the minutes that Rodriguez had, they worked very well. I feel the midfield was street smart and worked hard. What's his name? Is it Brownhill? Worked very hard, important blocks. Obviously, I believe he's the man involved for he put in the corner. I could be wrong. You know, the fullbacks, there was a lovely, you know, obviously the fullbacks did well. From a neutral point of view, listen, I wanted Saka to get the penalty. It wasn't a penalty though. It was one lovely tackle from Tarkowski. He missed times that he puts his team under pressure. But this is where we struggled. It's more or less the same old people. Not creating quality chances. You can put crosses in. Who's on the end of them? You know? And the very chances we had, players are not being clinical. I'm seeing Lacazette miss kick. I'm seeing Lacazette, you know, it was a decent effort, but pull it either side of the keeper. Really and truly, what did Aubameyang do? What efforts did Aubameyang have? We had a decent half an hour, but again, did nothing with it. Absolutely nothing with it. And it's another game where ultimately we've struggled to break down low blocks. And again, I don't want to talk about the obvious people, but Arteta is starting certain individuals, and then I guess he's acting surprised, you know, acting surprised. Players threw the game away, you know. The manager's tactics and reliance in the same old bog standard players who keep letting him down is the same thing. But the players are not street smart, you know. The red card 10 minutes into the second half, you know, they're defending for the goal. They're not taking your chances. I believe the best footballers are problem solvers. They solve their own problems, and our players have no self-awareness and take no accountability. You know, like I said, credit to their four at the back. You know, I did think there was incidences we played all right out from the back, to be fair. That was one positive, if there's anything, as a neutral. But, you know, what do you expect? They're going to press. They're gonna sit behind the ball. You know, they had Brady and the other lad on Dwight McNeil on either flanks. That's obviously to engineer, if they do have wide threats, that's obviously to put the ball over. That's what they have the credentials for. They knew if we hold our system, if we stay to our game plan, if we get 11 men behind the ball, Arsenal can't break us, because it's another game where Aubameyang's in the wilderness. You know, Saka might be about. You know, you might have Tierney. You ain't really got midfielders who want it. You know, I don't need to show you. It's all in front. I don't even want to waste time about this hand side. You know, between the both of them, Bellerin and Xhaka, and Bellerin and Willian, I don't know who wants to be the worst player. I'm not going to focus on them needlessly, people. It is what it is. It's the same old people. What can I say? You know, and there was even one incident, and again, I have to question, what are we doing in the build-up to things? Because, you know, when you go against Burnley, you know wide areas or how you deal with wide areas or crosses is a problem. You know, if you let someone like Chris Wood get a run on people, there's an issue. You know, there was an incident. Believe the ball was in. Disregard all of this half, people. Not to scale. And I think actually Jacques Onene was there as well. Could be wrong. And there was actually two Burnley lads. I'll show you in a sec what I mean. Now, yeah. Wide areas, yeah. I think it was Wood. He got the run, you know, and this is what I don't understand, you know. You've got some man in defence stepping up, Bellerin playing people onside, midfielders not aware. He continues to run people. He's unmarked at that point. I think it's the 13th, 14th minute. The ball comes in. Ultimately, he makes a mess. Bellerin is playing a couple of people onside as well. This is a mess. You know, defenders, as much as I think certain players are poor, this is what tells me there's issues, because we're not stepping out together. How many of you have played Sunday League? If your centre half or whatever says step up, you all step up. Some men are stepping up. Some men are pressing. Some men are playing people onside. I'm not blaming Leno, but just based on the defensive unit, is Leno talking to them? Because the defence, you know, you have to communicate. I don't see a well-engined unit. I don't see communication. You know, I only see two players who I think are decent enough. Bellerin, I don't want to make this about Bellerin, but I don't know at this point why he keeps playing. You know, I don't see what he brings to the table. He's not solid defensively, doesn't offer an outlet, incredibly negative, you know, giving away needless fouls. Willian, I don't know what he's doing, but I have to get Arteta, you know, bare crosses. How many found a man? Hella possession. What are we trying to do with it? These stupid short corners as well. What are we doing? You know, we're not trying to break teams down. You know, the only positive I could say is first half an hour, man. You looked decent. You had 10 crosses from open play. You had what? 7 attempts, 1 on target. You know, we're very left-hand centric, as you all know. We're not doing nothing down the right-hand side. If teams have clocked that. Teams have clocked. We're slow out of we play out from the back. We don't really have much to us in terms of possession. We're quite slow. There's a lack of movement. And if we're going to score from anywhere, it's going to start from the left-hand side. Obviously, against Wolves, and on occasion, we might score from the right. But these are where the errors typically come from. And at this point, the players are poor. But Arteta's the one picking certain man. You know, you've picked Xhaka. Can you be surprised he's let you down in this moment? When tough times happen, you see everyone's mentality. And these players are selfish. You know, it's all right to have an ego, but they don't leave it at the door. Because if you did leave it at the door, you would have said, "All right, Westwood, you're a bad boy, yes, ain't nothing." I'm going to clamp you in a 50-50 and leave something on you. I'm going to tell my teammate, or we'll get it cracking after the game or something. You got to be smarter. El Nene, you've got to be smarter. Defenders, you've got to be switched on. Strikers, you've got to be switched on. As much as I get Arteta, I don't think these players want it enough. I don't think these players do, because you would learn from these mistakes. Nobody, listen, the feelings of regret and failure in life are two things that can drive people over the edge. I have to say, you lot are in love with failing, because me, when I fail or I don't reach my goals, it kills me. It burns. Something dies inside, and I want to put things right. I don't think you lot do, because some of you have been doing this fuckery for years. You know, Arteta, you're putting your faith in man that are gonna get you sacked. You know, Xhaka, putting you in it, negative headlines, and even you know, he's probably even done you a favour, because that takes the headlines away from the poor tactics. Xhaka, consistent Bellerin, you know, the world is against Bellerin and has been against Bellerin. He's not riding for you. Willian, we heard Premier League proven, experience, blah blah blah, all this BS. What's going on? And it's not just them three. I'm not saying these three are the reason we lost, because there's 11 men out there who put in a shift. Whatever performance, whether we win, lose or draw, me, you, and you, some of you got pets or your dogs, we're saying the same names. It's the same Tierney's, it's the same Gabriel's, it's the same Martinelli when here, Bukayo Saka and Partey when fit. It's the same man, and he's poor. And I have to question Aubameyang as well. Obviously, he's not scoring goals, so I'm onto him for that. And I'm not one of these man that my captain has to be there and stuff. But when the things are going right, I'm seeing you talk in the press conferences and stuff. Why is Tierney doing this thing? Why is Joe Willock the week before doing this thing, or Saka? Where are the senior players? You know, I have not, and again, by the time this video comes out, I could be wrong. I haven't seen Xhaka apologise. Not that I care, but it's about doing things right. I don't care that you haven't said it on Instagram. The best way to say sorry is when you come back, do what you need to do in it. Because I'm so angry, I'm not mad in it. Like, how can I keep getting mad at men that are doing the same things? You know, guys that are doing the same nonsense. I can't get vexed at you anymore. But I have to question the mentality, because if I'm Xhaka, I might think I'm right, I might think I'm wrong, but the right thing to say is, yo, listen, fans, I'm sorry, you know, I'm gonna donate my match fee, or the match appearance fee I get to charity or something, or refunding you lot because it's not on. That's what these players should do. You know, these fans been missing from the Emirates. You know, you ain't even with COVID. If they've allowed everybody to come back now, yeah. What have you shown them? Nothing. F all. But from the Europa League, refund them. Refund them. Give money to charities. Refund them. You know, it's too comfy here. You know, you lot accept defeat. Yeah, you'll be upset for a couple of days and then it's all la land again. In the same way, when we win games, you lot get too excited and start proclaiming things, and the players have to... Listen, Arteta's got a lot of problems, but some of these players have been under bare managers. Some of these players keep doing this. Some of these players, they know there's many pillars to hide behind the Arsenal, and I don't like cowardness. I don't like cowardness in life. You know, I like bravery. I like people that seize their futures. If you don't want to seize your future, you have to get the fuck out of this football club. I can't lie to you lot, because it's not on, you know. Are we going to win titles? No. We're staring down the barrel of relegation. It's a real possibility. Of course, we probably won't go down. But again, I say that we sit 5 points. You know, 2020 and years before this have shown us anything can happen. This is the sense of entitlement. This is the sense of complacency, you know. Your season is done already. You spoke about top 4. You're in December, smoked out of it. You know, 5 points off relegation. Seeing what Spurs did, seeing what Chelsea did, seeing what Liverpool's doing. Yeah, City are moving poor by their own standards, but they're going to be up there. What are you doing? You're out of it. You know, man are talking about top 4, boom, boom, boom. You know, Spurs can do this, Chelsea do that. One for constant. Everyone might have different opinions. One constant is Arsenal not in the conversation, and that was you lot's goal. And you know, if I have a goal in August or whatever, and I'm in December and it hasn't happened or it doesn't look happy, I feel sick. How many of you feel sick? Because again, it's the same individuals that I'm seeing that have pride in their performance. I have to accept some of you like losing because you keep doing it, and it's not even about the losing; it's the manner in which you're losing. You don't stand together; you're divided. You know, I start seeing the egos come out in a negative sense. It's poor. It's poor, people. It's the same old, you know. Tactically, don't know what we're doing with possession, don't know what we're doing with the movement, crossing the ball aimlessly, shit short corners, players underperforming. Bro, and there's just record-breaking stats. And, you know, Southampton ain't won at the Emirates in a minute. So, tomorrow, Wednesday, you lot tell me what you expect to happen, innit? On that note, I'm out of here. And just as I finish this, you know, what have I got? An email from Arsenal about the 1990 collection, people. Fuck off with that shit, man. Come on now. Pardon my language, people, but I can't understand this. It's not on now, man. Enough's enough. Enough's enough. And bro, we just listen. I can talk about the players. I can talk about Arteta. And I'm not saying you know you shouldn't, because you know they're in charge of the football, but they're too We've had different managers, we've had different players. There's an owner of this football club. I'm not going to spell it out what needs to happen, but on that note, people, please hit the like button. Every like helps me, you know, be seen by more people. Please comment your opinions if you've got any. You know, if you're not subscribed, please make sure you're subscribed. Most importantly, please stay well and safe, and I'll see you again soon.